Hey all, and welcome back to Bayonetta 2 for the Nintendo Switch. We finally made it to hell, so I expect to see a lot of insert things I don't like here and such.
I mean, you might not see that many things that you don't like. I mean, the one thing that I will say is it's very tentacly.
Honey, you mean tentacles?
Lots of devil tornadoes, lots of rocks. I don't know what I was expecting from full-on Inferno. I don't know whether it was this. But either way, we've got to hurry.
Time's running out, but oh, get the fuck on! Yeah!
You've been pissing about for the last god knows how long, just chilling out with a blooming crazy child with a bunch of cards.
Indeed.
Trying to get up a mountain, falling down the mountain, trying to get up the mountain, falling down the mountain. You should have just come here to begin with.
Fighting a dude in a Snuggie? I mean, not only is that impractical, it's just embarrassing. Alright, what we got here? Which time cannot be activated. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I can live with lack of witch time. The ones that annoy me, even though they're not that bad, are the ones where it's just like enemies can only be hurt during witch time. You make do, and you get through it, but you do just end up waiting just to like, just attack me, please. I just want to get this over with. Whereas at least these ones, it's just like, no, I can be frenetic and go in for the murder.
How does Bat Within differ from Witch Time, by the way?
So, I mean, they're exactly the same. It's just that Bat Within gives you basically additional frames in order to get into Witch Time and avoid getting hit.
Right.
In the sense of, if you just miss the timing, I think either too early or too late, then you'll go into Bat Within Witch Time rather than regular Witch Time. It basically just gives you that little bit of extra freedom to screw up. But yeah, this is an interesting start to this chapter because we've got quite a few verses hanging out in this starting area, and you've got to be very careful not to screw up. Because very similarly to that one in Chapter 3, it's very easy to miss these verses properly. Just try and make sure that you kill the enemies on this platform before you move any further, otherwise you might be in for a bit of hurt.
Well, I mean, hurt to your ego, perhaps. You can miss an optional verse here and there.
Yeah. But, you know, the way I'm playing, no, we cannot miss an optional verse.
That dude back there flew all the way, like, back to Paradiso, pretty much, before exploding.
I mean, it's what he deserves. He's a demon, after all.
Just get your run up, I get it.
Just need that little bit of preparation, otherwise it could have gone south. Midas' Testament, something I will never, ever, ever use.
What's that when it's at home, then, mate?
Basically, it is an item that I think increases the number of halos that you can get in a fight. And also, yeah, hidden verse over here. Obviously, I am going to get that Umbran Tears of Blood, but I just thought, you know, rather than faffing about trying to get it there, we've got to go back across at some point anyway, because we need to get this fight in. So let's just do this and then worry about the Umbran Tears of Blood.
Very cool. I guess since we're just bopping about doing this and there's no story content yet, we never really finished our Christmas talk, so what the fuck is happening here?
Oh god. Let me get the name of that particular infernal demon. It's not it. That is this is the one I can never pronounce. Mictlantecuhtli, Presser of Destruction. He's a four-winged bat, which is pretty cool. The summon word is Knaquodi, or something along those lines, which is servant of the minister.
Very cool. Basically, you summon Crobat to do damage. But yeah, Christmas films, mate. What do you traditionally like to partake in?
To be honest, I don't necessarily have any regulars that I watch year in, year out. I know a lot of people do, but it's just not something that I have ever done. I think we, as a family, we tend to just sort of watch whatever new Christmas films have come out that year. And maybe one or two rewatches of a classic. I mean, I remember that it was definitely last year that well, at least I think it was last year when I rewatched Muppets Christmas Carol, I was just like, oh my god, this is actually still a phenomenal piece of cinema, and probably the best adaptation of A Christmas Carol that has ever been put to film.
A lot of people say that, yeah, and Michael Caine, I guess to this day, I haven't really, phoned him up and checked in with him on the matter, but still loves the fact that he was in the film, and he just treated the Muppets like they were actual actors, pretty much.
I mean, it's the way to go when you've got puppets. Like, they are just another actor in your company, and it works.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so Scolopendras are going to be trying to attack us right now. Now, I can't remember whether it's now or a little bit later, but there is a broken witch heart that you get in one of these falling sequences. They just love to do that to you.
I was going to say, it seems like the type of place.
I think it might be, yes. You just need to get close to where that rock is.
Cheeky bastards. This place looks amazing, though.
It's awesome. Yeah, that's basically just because I got hit.
Fair enough.
Hey, does this guy look familiar?
He does. He was one of ours.
Yeah, this is Phantasmagoria. Obviously, he was originally based on Phantom from the original Devil May Cry.
There you go. Yeah, I remember that big old spider. And this dude actually appears in the Bayo 3 trailer.
Yes, because obviously he is one of Bayo's infernal summons, and even though he's being cruel to us here, and this is not going to be a good fight for me, from what I recall. I tried, but this was not pretty. It is still a really fun fight, and it's awesome to, properly get to bring the hurt to more of our infernal demons. Obviously, we had Gamora earlier. We've run into some Scolopendras. Now we've got Phantasmagoria. We don't actually really face any Hecton hairs throughout our journey through hell. And I don't think we face any Malfases either. So those are the fists and the bird.
Anyone else just check out when Richie started naming stuff? He may have been saying doodle dance for all I care. If there's one thing I hate more than giant spiders, it's giant spiders that spawn mini spiders.
Yeah.
Looking at you, weirdly placed boss of the Temple of Time in Twilight Princess.
It's always a slightly enemy trope. Phantasmagoria gets worse because obviously he shoots massive fireballs, and those massive kind of shockwave things around him are fireballs. Which is like, why, you meanie? But it's fine, because even though I took loads of damage there, I did really well on combo one time, so it all came out of gold in the end anyway.
Very cool.
And they gave us a massive green laurel because they knew that that fight was difficult.
Is that a full health?
It's not full health, but it is one of the bigger health pickups that you can get on the journey. I will let you know now, there is going to be quite a lot of backtracking throughout the depths, as they are called.
Good.
But the furthest you're going to go back to is just here, where we fought Phantasmagoria. And it's not a huge expanse, but it's not exactly small either. But you're also going to run into a load of new enemies as we journey through. Yeah, I think we're about to come up against one of them as soon as we beat these enemies up. And if we do, it is basically the cruelest enemy in the entirety of Bayonetta 2.
Now, is that cruel in the sense of theming, or cruel in the sense of you don't really like fighting it?
Cruel in the sense of I really don't like fighting it, because it is, I believe, the only enemy in the game that has a one-hit kill move. And that's just mean for a regular enemy to have.
No one outside of a boss should have a one-hit kill.
Yeah, I mean, I am pretty sure that even... Yeah, here it comes. Even the final boss of this game doesn't have a one-hit kill move. The original Jubileus did, but yeah, this is resentment. You can tell how I feel towards it. I feel resentment.
Fitting.
Basically, when it does that beam move, you do not want to get hit by that beam move, because if you get hit by that beam move, then resentment is going to turn you into child Bayonetta. Oddly, not quite Cereza, because Cereza obviously didn't have the beauty mark, but child Bayonetta does. And if he catches you whilst you're in that form, and obviously you can't move so well when you're in that form, it is a one-hit kill. You are dead.
Alright.
And it's basically one of those things of just going, that's just mean, I do not like this. But thankfully you don't have to face too many of them. I think we only have to face, I think we have to face like 2 here, and then I don't think we actually have to face any more for the entirety of the game, so I'm okay with that.
I think I would have been fine with the concept if they had, like, showed him using this on some poor soul who was walking through hell, or stuck here, so you know what's coming, but,
yeah.
One-hit kills that come out of nowhere, with gimmicks on top of that, not a fan.
It would have been better if it was only, like, if it was big damage but not an instant kill. I would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
Because it just come out of nowhere. If you're not expecting it, and then you're just like, well, that wasn't fair. How was I meant to know that that's what was going to happen there?
No Johns in hell, Richard.
So yeah, so resentment, evil enemy, thankfully not too many. There is one other enemy that is quite cruel, but it is at least fairer than resentment, because it's just a challenge by virtue of it being a challenge,
right,
rather than because it has a cheap move.
Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Alright, what's waiting for us over here?
You probably just spotted a Muspelheim there, so we've got that. There is also... Okay, it's not quite there. It's somewhere. I'm looking for an Umbra in Tears of Blood, because of course I am.
Of course you are.
It's just like, it's on top of a cliff. I'm just like, which cliff? There's too many cliffs and they all look the same.
Yeah, it's all the bloody same.
And I think I just spotted it there. Yeah. Thankfully nice and easy, not too terrible.
That was almost insultingly easy, yeah.
Can deal with that. And then I think, yeah, this is going to lead to an optional verse, which comes before the Muspelheim, I think.
Okay. Stop saying you think. You're the one who recorded this footage.
I know, but I recorded it like well over a year ago, so I don't remember anymore.
Just because you're not in the game recording LPs for your channel anymore doesn't mean I want you to bring your B game to my channel.
And it's true, but I mean, hey, you've got, I'd say, A tier gameplay here, not S tier or double S tier. You've got platinum tier gameplay, just not pure platinum.
No. You've been getting consistently good ranks overall, mate. So take this with like a pinch of salt and whatnot.
So you're getting platinum level commentary, just not pure platinum level
I
commentary.
would call it platinum level commentary.
No, it's probably closer to gold or silver.
Yeah.
But hey, this is what happens when you retire. You just go, yeah, I'm just here for fun now.
Alright, some wheels. Very nice. Man, That thing makes it very easy to get as like a screenshot for a thumbnail. Yeah. Open up the sucker.
Yep, and that is another piece of the Angelic Hymns Gold LP, and that gives us our full one. And oh, I love this weapon.
I'm excited.
It is definitely a good one for getting some good combo rankings. So even though I have been using Love is Blue quite a lot during this playthrough, you might have noticed, only really diverting when we got Chernobog and a bit of Undine. But I'm going to be using this new weapon quite a bit, and also the weapon that we're going to get in the after the next chapter.
Okay.
But obviously we're not quite there yet. We've got to do a don't get hit mission.
A classic in action games.
Yes, which is fine, because honestly Greed's not too horrendously bad to dodge everything for. And if you can kill him quickly, which you should be doing anyway because there's just one of them.
You staggered there, but you didn't get hit.
Yeah, so it's just like, this is fine.
Nicely done, mate.
Yeah, because it's just one of them. It's just like, nice and easy, thank you very much, I will take that.
The worst types of those missions are the ones where they throw in little enemies. Just little enemies. Like, you know, try and pip you. There are specific missions in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity that do that sort of thing. Joke's on you, though, because I come in with, like, a ranged weapon, and you can fuck off.
That's usually the tactic. Yeah, I think it was at this point in my recording journey I was just going, let's just see if I can, you know, try and do like one of every combo that I haven't done yet, at least.
Oh.
Whilst I'm in the loading screen. It's not going to happen, but I was just like, yeah, let's give it a go.
Do combo, make it big.
I was just going, did I go the right way out of there? I can't remember whether I need to go get an optional verse or whether I just picked up the wrong route. What am I doing? No, I'm going the right way because I went to go and get this.
Very cool.
Because it has a broken moon pearl in it, which puts together to be a full moon pearl, and I believe that yes, that gets us onto our third row of moon pearls.
Do they actually have, like, replica moon pearls as merchandise?
I do not believe so. They totally should. I think the only things that they have ever actually managed to do as merch are versions of Bayonetta's glasses.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Various statues of Bayonetta and action figures of the Bayonetta cast. Primarily, I think, just Bayonetta and Jean. And replicas of Scarborough Fair. Maybe Love is Blue, but mostly Scarborough Fair. This is Sloth, and despite the fact that he is called Sloth, you'd expect him to be slow. Now, this is one of the fastest blighters in the game.
Well,
he is going to block you, he is going to dodge you, he can be really challenging. And is technically probably one of the hardest regular demons that you'll ever face. Hilariously, I'm pretty sure this is like the only Sloth that you are going to face. There might be like maybe one or two more, very much in line with Resentment. You hardly get any time to get to learn these enemies because they're here and they're gone. Like that.
He was pretty cool. Like, he was like human-sized almost, sort of Virgil-esque, nice design, cool attack patterns. Yeah, I like that fight.
Yeah, I really like Sloth. It's not always my favourite thing to fight because it's a challenge, but it's a good challenge rather than a cheap challenge.
I know all about fighting Sloth, mate. You don't have to remind me.
Don't worry, I know exactly the same. But yes, this is a lovely long thing to get an Umbran resting place. Because we have to do loads of backtracking!
Woo!
I did tell you there was quite a lot, because we have to run back for this.
Ugh.
And then obviously we need to run back to pick up the chest.
My longest yeah boy ever.
Then we're going to need to... I can't remember at what point. I think it's roughly about now once we've gotten this chest, or it might be once we've unlocked the next path. We've then got to run all the way back to where we fought Phantasmagoria for an optional verse.
Okay.
But it's good at least that we can panther within through all of it. And it doesn't take that long. It's not as horrendous as it could be. Like, I have faced worse backtracking in video games.
Name one.
Well, the original Bayonetta had more than a few, as a prime example. But I'm pretty sure, even though I've not played it, and as much as everybody loves the game, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door has quite a lot of backtracking in it that people are not a fan of.
The Twilight Tower one was pretty egregious. Metroid Prime 2, where you have to go get the keys at the end, I guess that's one.
Metroidvania games in general have obviously that whole thing of backtracking that you end up having to do. It's something that does happen. But it's definitely better here than it ever was in the original Bayonetta. And so I can live with it. But yeah, this you can see some of the damage that Sloth can do. Obviously because it had two of those bird guys coming in giving us grief by making him more dangerous. Because that's what he needed. Tear him apart with Hydra.
Nice. Wow, you're just getting these hand over fist, mate.
As I should do. I deserve it for the fighting that I'm having to do here.
That sounds like entitlement to me, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be one guy named that around the corner.
But yes, we have got his weapon. Because we used a torture attack on him, therefore he drops his weapon. That's pretty much how it works in Bayonetta. You beat an enemy with a torture attack, you get their weapon. Which is always awesome. And yeah, so it's at this point now that we... Is it? Oh, come on.
Richard!
Don't pass me. So yeah, so what it is at this point is that we've got to bash this open first. And then we can go back.
Okay.
I had exactly the same frustration when I was doing... when I originally did Bayonetta. Because in the epilogue, there is an Alfheim that unlocks on the Statue of Jubileus' neck. But you've got to go so far up the neck to get it to trigger, but not far enough that you trigger the final boss fight.
Oh.
And then run back down, and it's so tight. So I know that when I was, I think, trying to play it the first time and trying to figure out where that was, just going... run a bit. Oh no, I don't want to. Run a bit. Oh no. Obviously, I now hit the point of just like, yes, no, I know where to go for this. It's fine. But here we are. We're back, and yeah. Once this is done, we then get to just go rush on into the chapter, and it's going to be pretty awesome.
I'm looking forward to it, mate. I was just thinking, like, if they didn't go with the story they did, I would have loved the whole thing of, like, whoever's in charge hiring the personifications of the Seven Deadly Sins, who are, like, more generals than random enemies here to go after Bayonetta.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think when the original announcement for Bayonetta 2 came, or at least when people were figuring out what Bayonetta 2 could be, one of the concepts that people, I think, frequently went to is, oh, what if we got to go to hell and inferno and take down the devil himself, because, you know, we took down God. What if we get to take down the devil? Obviously, didn't quite happen here, but we did get to go to hell. We are going to get to have a couple of badass fights down here. That's all awesome. This fight didn't like me very much.
Oh, why?
I think it was just like, you got too cocky. So we're going to give you a bit of pain before you get the fun fight coming up shortly.
You'd think you'd have a bit more humility being in hell and whatnot, Rich.
You'd think so, but, you know, you play Bayonetta, her attitude rubs off on you, and you're just like, yes, I own the world. Nothing can faze me, except obviously everything can try and kill me.
This poor fella really has no recourse against you.
Yeah, no, he's basically dead at this point. I think it was just having two about, and one of the bird guys was just like, oh, no thank you. Little bit too much for my little brain to handle. Still came out with a platinum though, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, that one seemed pretty fair.
That's basically it. We just have to run all the way back to the end of the level. But before we do that, I want to pick up my weapon.
Hell yeah.
Another LP. No rest for the wicked. Even if I am jollier than the average demon. But no need to pity me. I was bored anyways. Be right back. This one's gonna be fun.
Well, this is the last Angelic Hymns Gold LP that we will be picking up.
Like this for a while.
Although we will get a new weapon after the next chapter, but there is a reason for that.
Damn, some of these fools are really about that life. Had me working overtime to knock this one into shape. Off you go.
We get chainsaws.
Chainsaw swords, by the look of it.
Dual chainsaw swords. So, lovely, fun little callback to the original Bayonetta, where Rodin was just like, I'm not putting a chainsaw on your arm. Obviously, callback to Evil Dead, but also Mad World and Anarchy Reigns. And in this game, we get chainsaws on our arms and feet, and it's glorious!
Very cool.
So, for your combo potential, yeah, there's the massive hammer, because, you know, I just have to make sure that was at least shown off. But Salamandra is glorious as a weapon type. I think it's basically because you can soar and hold, and that really increases your combo count.
Yeah, of course.
In that sense, it is similar to Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore in the original game, but obviously because it's not a rocket launcher and it's not as far-reaching and fast, it's not quite as efficient as that. But if you put them on your feet, you get to skate around on chainsaws. So honestly, it's worth it.
Honestly, every word that's coming out of your mouth about this thing excites me more and more.
Yeah, it makes me very, very, very happy. But what also makes me very, very, very happy is, look, it's Rodin!
Oh, hey, you're on the home turf.
Why, if it ain't Bayonetta, fancy finding a witch like you in a place like this.
Rodin, don't tell me you came here to rescue me, like some kind of knight in shining armor.
Rescue? Do I look like the rescuing type?
So I'm assuming Rodin couldn't have just taken Bayonetta to hell.
I don't think so, because obviously he's got his own pathways that only he can take because of who he is.
Right.
I believe. Either that or, you know, he's just a dick.
Oh, it's this fella again.
We're going to be riding on the back of an Insidious, fighting demons, alongside Rodin.
Ooh, fuck yeah, buddy.
If you play Tag Climax, which is the multiplayer mode, you can actually unlock Rodin and play as Rodin.
Oh, yeah.
And it's glorious. Like, the challenge of this particular verse is not killing the enemies, it's getting enough combo points before Rodin murders everything to hell. Because he's basically just like, just a couple of punches, they're dead. You really have to go in there and just do your damnedest to murder everything as quickly as possible and get in as many hits. Otherwise, you're going to miss out.
Look out for when he chucks out a drill, by the way. You want to pick up that. Very useful. So what tier of demon would you say Rodin is exactly?
He is a top tier demon. Like, I believe his denomination in the secret boss fight against him is the infinite one. I think that tells you everything you need to know.
Interesting. I wonder if that will ever factor into the story.
Bayonetta 3's still got to come out, you never know.
We're here, and so is my target by the looks of it.
Jean, there she is.
So yes,
Hold up.
we found Jean, but Jean's also a prisoner of Rodin's target. So, this is going to be fun.
Don't go shooting up my target, you dig? I need that one intact.
That was very fun. That was a great end to a sort of middling chapter, but it also had a lot of interesting and cool enemies in it.
Oh, without a doubt. That went a lot better.
Yes, it did, mate. God bless you. Alright, guys, it seems we're just about to find Jean, so we'll see you next time, and we'll see if that's the case. Bye-bye.